What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another Monday Market Update. Sorry I'm a little late with this one today, guys. Life is life. It is what it is. But we're going to be talking about Mr. Bitcoin goes to Washington. So we have the new crypto bill that's being introduced by Cynthia Loomis as well as a bunch of other people. That is hitting the Senate floor tomorrow. So we're going to be taking a look at that, as well as we're going to be taking a look at kind of the overall economic charts. Always brought to you by our friends over at Comdex. We also got some news from them. And we're going to be taking a look at charts, the crypto markets, all that kind of good stuff. You know how we do on Monday, so let's get right into it, guys. And welcome back to another episode of CoinLogic TV, where we are looking logically at crypto assets. I am your host, The Logical Dude, your favorite van life living, crypto investing digital nomad. I hope you guys are having a great day today. So this weekend was quite kind to the crypto markets. We did have a pump in most of the tokens here. Bitcoin has ran up over $31,000, almost hit $32,000 yesterday. That was fun to watch. Actually, it was early this morning. You can see here we got Ethereum back almost to $1,900. We've got Tether and USDC coin in that number 3 and number 4 spot. We have got BNB running at $296, still sitting under that $300 range, keeps getting rejected from it. And we've got Cardano at 60 cents. Cardano, I actually had a really successful long trade in. Took about 34% profits off of a 10x leverage trade. And we've got XRP at 40 cents. We've got Binance Dollar in the top 8 spot. Solana at number 9, $42.39. I actually had 2 short trades on that this morning. I'm looking actually for more of a macro long trade for Solana. But, you know, hey, it had a beautiful retest of some support, so I had to grab that. And I'm trying to get used to the new Apollo X situation, so the 2 shorts really was supposed to be 1, but I was trying to readjust my stop loss and accidentally just ended up closing out of my trade, which was fine because I ended up finding it 30 seconds later. I found another really good entry, caught another 10% on that trade. So I had a total of 19.8% in the first one, and actually it was about 7.78 once the order finally filled. But yeah, so pretty successful short morning. That happened all before coffee. So just had a bunch of other stuff to do today, so I'm a little late on today's video. But anyway, we've got Dogecoin rounding out the top 10 at 8 cents right now. So Dogecoin's been taking it a little rough lately. Anyway, you guys can peruse the top 100 here on the front live crypto market tab here. This is a live updated feed of the crypto market, so you can get the most updated price possible here. Let's go take a look at the trending. So we've got our top 10 gainers of the top 100 today. We have got Gala, Helium, eCash, Thorchain, Solana, Loopring, Cardano, Theta Network, Neo, and Steppen all rounding up the top 10 today. And we've got our top 10 losers. We've got Elron, Huobi, Chain, Convex Finance. We've got BNB is down. We've got Clayton, Pax Gold, Aave, The Graph, and Stellar. So I heard some news that the Graph is actually getting ready to move over to the Cosmos IBC land. So that's some interesting stuff. Anyway, our fear and greed index. We are still in extreme fear at a 13. People are still really scared about these markets, but it's because it's uncertain. You know, we don't know what's happening here in these markets. And so, yeah, you just have to kind of take it as it comes here. So here we can take a look at this Bitcoin chart real quick. This is on the weekly time frame. Actually, this was something happened here. This was a technical analysis little section here, but all of a sudden it pops in a chart. So I guess Trading Views coding changed or something all of a sudden. I'm gonna have to get in there and play with that. But anyway, you can take a look at a quick view of Bitcoin there and see that on the weekly time frame we are actually finding a really strong level of support, and we're having a little bit of a tick up here. We did today actually have a more short-term kind of retracement, and that's what I was looking for with Solana, but we're also looking to go long. So yeah, it's been a pretty fun little day. But anyway, let's get into talking about kind of the overall economic viewpoint, because really just because of the correlation of the markets lately, you really got to take a look, especially as a trader. You have to take a look at the stock markets. I know a lot of us in crypto, we don't like to, play in stock land or anything like that, but we have to pay attention to it. So, brought to you today by Comdex. Comdex is actually moving forward with a partnership with Cato. It's a new like a money platform, or it's actually, let's see, payment infrastructure built for Web3. What this is actually going to do is give the Cosmos space via Comdex an on-ramp and off-ramp. So that's really cool. So go take a look at that. This is on their latest Twitter feed, so you can go follow them at Comdex Official and go and keep up with all the latest updates from them. They actually sponsor our node over at Carbon Zero. So they have a team delegation towards us, and that actually helps support the channel here. So thank you for sponsors, guys. But anyway, let's go and take a look at this larger economy here. So we got the S&P 500 is definitely still in a strong downtrend. We had a little bit of a relief rally here, but the last few days has been definitely a little choppy consolidation, but still it's kind of, we got some downward pressure here. So that's why, we're looking at, some retesting area for crypto, but hopefully we're finding some bottom here. So taking a look at the NASDAQ, you got the Dow Jones, all basically looking like the same kind of pattern here. The Japanese markets are actually having a bit of a pump today, or over the last week or so that's nice. So the Deutsch markets had a little bit of a small relief rally. Today wasn't so nice, apparently. Had a little bit of a downtrend for that. And the British markets are looking like they are looking a little bit stronger than they have been lately. So I had a couple of really big dips. It looks like those are pretty pronounced inverted head and shoulders. So the British markets may be moving up in the future, just on a technical level, just from what I'm seeing right here. So you can always come down here too and also take a look at some of the economic data. So here is the core CPI year over year. So we are currently at a 5.83. Our GDP in the US is currently 24,384. And the mortgage interest rate, which is one I like to follow, because this actually tells you how expensive money is for loaning against for like houses and stuff like that. So we have actually peaked and come down a little bit. So it peaked up at 5.3%. We are currently down at 5.09%. So it's getting just a little bit cheaper to loan money for houses, but not very much at all. It's still really high right now. But anyway, let's get into talking about the big news of the day, and that is talking about U.S. Congress finally introduces crypto bills. So here's what you should know. All right, so what does this bill include? So undeniably, blockchain technology has posed new regulatory concerns in recent times. So among them is the question of ransomware and the role of cryptocurrencies in recent Russian invasion of Ukraine. Well, reportedly, during this armed conflict, Ukraine received millions of crypto donations while Russia was trying to escape economic sanctions using cryptocurrencies. So, of course, that's, it's all their little political games. That's all they care about, is what this person is doing to fund this person and blah, blah, blah. And is it being used to, but at the same time, they're going to go and just fund all these, really horrible nation states with a bunch of guns to go and kill off citizens and, go and attack other people, as long as it's good for the U.S., so they don't care about the people at all. It's like the Russian people had nothing to do with this attack whatsoever. So actually the Russian people were trying to be able to transact in crypto because they were getting shut out of the global economy. It wasn't their fault. Anyway, I digress. So the recent surge of NFT trading and DeFi services has also opened up new avenues of regulatory enforcement for government agencies. So let's go here. The act would exempt personal transactions. This is huge. The act would exempt personal transactions made with virtual currencies when the gains are $200 or less. So Congressman Tom Emmer is credited for introducing the safe harbor for taxpayers with Forked Assets Act of 2021. So this act would include any amount received as forked convertible virtual currency from a gross income. So basically, like if you get airdrops or fork drops, things like that. Anyway, the second category is regarding CBDCs. Which also consist of many bills. of course, because everything's got to have different layers, and they got to put all kind of stuff in there to pad these bills up, and let's throw something random in there that they won't pay attention to. So that's how our lawmakers work. But anyway, again, I digress. I'm very critical of our government, if you cannot tell. I don't trust them one iota. So the Accountability of Cryptocurrency in El Salvador Act, which was introduced to assess the impact of Bitcoin in El Salvador. The act would study the legal adoption of Bitcoin in El Salvador and its implications on the U.S. because, like a little tiny country in Central America is going to affect, accepting Bitcoin as legal tender is going to affect the U.S. in any kind of grand way. It may make people want to move there. Anyway, and the Extending Global Financial System. Another bill called the eCash Act focuses on creating a digital dollar, so a CBDC, controlled by the central bank. Lastly, as this article states, the third category focuses on clarity of the regulatory treatment of digital assets and digital asset securities. So basically, this is Gary Gensler getting his little butt patted. So it'll be okay, Gary. We're gonna throw a little something in there for you too. So among these is let's see here. What this does is, among these is the Bitcoin Regulatory Certainty Act, which offers protection for non-controlling blockchain services and software developers. So I'm guessing non-custodial wallets and things like that. So the Token Taxonomy Act was introduced to address the challenges faced by the SEC in referring to digital assets and digital asset securities. So they just got to have a little definition for everything so they can try to regulate us and try to, tell us what we can and cannot do in supposedly the land of the free. No, we're the land of the overtaxed and regulated because they want all the power, they want all the money, and they're upset that we're actually, using digital currencies to enrich our lives around their system, and they don't like it. So we do have some politicians that are for, this is going to be a heavy Bitcoin, related bill, so Bitcoin is going to be probably in the clear here, but rest of the cryptos, a lot of these cryptos are definitely securities. There's no question about it. So, but the average investor doesn't need to worry about anything because that doesn't affect you, okay? You don't get in trouble for holding a securities. That's all on the company that's issuing it. So it's all on their feet. It's not on the average investor. The way that people in the news cycles and everything want to play it out is the SEC is destroying, investors and blah, blah, blah. It's horrible, which, they suck. And they are corrupt and dirty, and there's a lot of stuff that goes on behind the scenes from what I understand as far as wallet padding and things like that, a bunch of lobbying and stuff that goes on. It's ridiculous. I know Elon's trying to expose them and everything else. The Fifth Circuit Court just recently basically just took away a lot of their governing power or their authority to use outside judges and things like that. So, it's all because of this whole Ripple case and everything too. So, they're a joke, and but they're part of the government, and they're going to want to get their little piece too. They gotta feel special. But anyway, it still at least is like, a step in the right direction of at least trying to get some kind of clarity of what they're going to be wanting us to do, what kind of hoops we're going to be having to jump around, that kind of thing. But my important takeaway is the whole $200 thing. That means that we can actually use our crypto to buy things and to actually transact in the economy, which is really originally what it was created to do anyway. It wasn't created to be a digital gold. It was created to be a peer-to-peer technology. That's what Bitcoin was originally created for. It's in the white paper. Go look at it. It doesn't say peer-to-peer store value. It says peer-to-peer digital currency. Or peer-to-peer payment system. I think that's what it says. Actually, you know what? We'll look it up. Peer-to-peer electronic cash system. There we go. That's what it was. Sorry, I needed to get that clarified. Peer-to-peer electronic cash system. That's what Bitcoin is supposed to be, not necessarily something to just hodl on. So we need to be able to use it, like they're trying to do in El Salvador, without taxing the crap out of us. Now, $200 is not very much in today's time, and shoot, in probably 6 months, that's going to get you a loaf of bread or a gallon of milk, at the rate things are going. But still, it's pretty cool. But there's also ways around that too if you're using like Bitrefill and getting gift cards and that kind of thing. So, or you can actually just cash out via stable coins. Guess what? No capital gains on that. So there's all kind of different ways around that these days. I mean, Bitrefill, you can even, in the US, you can even pay a lot of your like bills. Like I'm actually going to start paying, some of my credit cards and stuff using it, eventually down the line. So hopefully I've got a recruiter connection now with Exodus Wallet, so I'm looking to try to get a job there, trying to, get a nice steady income engine going to help rebuild these funds that got destroyed from UST and from the bear market. So, and they pay all in Bitcoin, so that'd be pretty cool. So, anyway, wish me luck on that. That's a little side note there. But you guys have a great rest of your day. That's all of my ramblings about today's markets. We're looking at some possible turnarounds. Actually, we did not even look at the crypto charts. We kind of looked at the Bitcoin chart for just a half a second. But let's actually come in here and I want to take a little bit closer look at it. So I've actually started using this new volume profile thing that I found on TradingView. To use the TradingView's official volume profile stuff, you have to pay for their $14.99 a month subscription service. But I found this as a free alternative. It's got, shows you how much volume and if it was a buy or a sell, and I customize my colors here. But it also, basically shows you your whole volume profile here. This your POC is this white line here. It's normally red. Again, I like to customize mine. But it shows you really awesome where points of where people are buying at. So this shows you what the fair value is. So it shows you points of resistance, like where, selling and buying pressure is at. So that's what we're looking at here. And I've been using this a lot in my trades, and it's actually been helping out a lot. So I'm actually going to be looking soon for a run back up to at least this $38,000 to $40,000 range, because that is the current point of control on the daily time frame. And with the volume profile, the point of control shows the heaviest amount of volume in this area, which shows that, you can basically see that there was a ton of volume in this area, and that's where the market is finding the fair value price. Okay, so right now it looks like we're actually at a discount if you take that into account. Eventually this is going to act as a magnet and pull the price back up to the fair value price, hopefully eventually breaking it and continuing on. But for right now, we could be looking at Bitcoin coming back up towards these $38,000 to $40,000 range. It could be, a couple of weeks down the line, could be a month down the line, but we may be looking at some upward momentum here pretty soon with the crypto markets. I'm really excited about playing some new moves. I'm getting back into my trading game, getting my mojo back. So you're going to be seeing a lot more live streams and that kind of thing. I did one yesterday where I'm playing some Splinterlands and doing some trading at the same time, getting my stuff set up. So you're going to be seeing more of that action happening. And I'm going to be taking some trades. I got a little po' boy challenge going from $200 to $2,000. I'm actually already up. So what I did was I split it up. $100 went into the Cake to BNB DeFi pool and is farming me out cake tokens that I'm using for fees in the trading platform, in the Apollo X trading platform. I can use cake tokens for fees. And then I got the other $100 in there doing the trading. So I started off with $100 in my trading account and got the other half in DeFi. Actually, kind of as like a, if I blow this account up, then I can go and pull out of the DeFi if I need to. But what I'm doing is I'm actually going to trade up to $200 and then start taking profits from the trading account after the $200 mark and putting it into the DeFi pool and letting that collect more. So I am actually up now to 127 in the account after 3 trades. So I'm up a full 27% in that account right there. So really happy about that. I am 3 for 3 on that, and I'm hopefully going to continue on that streak. Got a couple of things I'm looking at. Got a Solana trade I'm looking at. I'm looking to go seriously long on Solana here. I did do, like I said, 2 shorts earlier, which actually worked out really well. Let's go and take a look at this real quick. So, because what I was looking for was for this breakout here of this pattern, which we ended up getting with Solana, and this is on the daily time frame. So if we go down and we say look at the 4-hour time frame, all right, let's pull this up here. You're going to see that we broke out and then we're having this pullback range here, right? Well, we have come down back to the point of control here, and this was what I shorted today. I actually shorted this first round down. I tried to adjust my stop loss, but ended up screwing up. But anyway, got back in about right here and wrote it down a little bit more. Scalped a little more this morning, so that was really cool. But we're looking for a turnaround somewhere in this range and a pullback to the upside, so because we've got a much larger pattern here, as you saw on the daily time frame, this huge descending wedge that's coming down. So this typically break to the upside, and that looks like the direction that we're heading here. There's a lot of the other ones that are looking very similar. ADA's doing something similar here, so I actually played this big run up the other day, which did really well. And so yeah, I'm actually looking for something similar to happen here with ADA. We're just waiting on this downward momentum to finish out. All right, same thing with Solana. If you look down here, we've got the market cipher indicator down here. We're flashing a sell signal on our momentum. So I'm getting ready. I'm waiting for this to kind of finish playing out to the downside. Let it consolidate a little bit in here before the rise up happens. We do got some, pretty strong levels, of volume here to break through. But I feel like we can do it. I feel like we can do it. And because if we can break through a lot of this volume here, it's basically clear sailing up towards $100. There's not a ton of volume here. This was a lot of just downside push down volume. So right now, this is where, at least on this 4-hour time frame, that's where Solana's fair value price is where it's at. So, but hopefully we can get some upside movement here. We may get a little bit further downside movement, but who knows? But that's kind of what I'm looking at. Again, back to Bitcoin on the daily time frame. We are kind of looking like we're hopefully bottoming here. Hopefully this is not turning into a much larger bear flag situation, because if we break this, according to our volume profile here, we've got, we're sitting at a pretty big volume node. There's not a whole lot left below until we get to 20,000. So let's hold it and let's run it, guys. Anyway, that's going to be it for me today. You guys have a good one. Be cool. Be real. Always abide. And don't get wrecked out there in those crazy markets. Peace out, guys.